Next Friday night, after the news at 10, the Friday action film, starring Tom Skerritt, The China Lake Murders.
I think you better come with us.
He's more than a cop killer.
Your deputy, Bobby Wade, he's been shot to death on Route 37 this evening.
He's a killer cop. The China Lake Murders, next weekend's Friday action film.
Coming up next tonight, a roundup of the day's news from London Tonight.
Because Skytours holidays come with a lowest price guarantee and the standards you'd expect from a Thompson company, they'll knock your socks off. Skytours, great holidays at prices to knock your socks off. Everybody comes for loose.
That lad's keen to learn fishing, and his mate wants to know how he can be more successful. They'll both get a lot of help from The Art of Fishing. It tells you all about fish and where to find them, with expert advice on what equipment to use, what kind of bait, and what kind of tactics. And people like me give you lots of useful tips.
Republished in weekly parts, The Art of Fishing is something you'll turn to again and again.
What a beauty.
Hey, I can't change the potholes, but I can change my burger to a Burger King burger.
Can't change the weather, but I can change my burger to a Burger King burger.
People all over the world are changing to the taste of a Burger King burger, the famous flame-grilled taste you can have your way.
I can change Russia, but I can change my burger to a Burger King burger. Change your burger to a Burger King burger. You got it. You got it.
Whenever pain strikes, Nurofen offers fast and effective relief from your aches and pains. Nurofen breaks through pain.
Here she is.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello. That's a cracked ornament. That's highly valuable.
Do you take checks at all?
Oh, language.
Honey, I haven't got any cash. I've just bought a pair of jeans.
Oh. Well, look, why don't you nip down the post office, get some cash
Is
out?
it open on a Saturday morning?
Oh, yeah, you can get anything down there nowadays. Yeah. Well, you can get your stamps.
Yeah, I pay my bills there and everything.
He's falling asleep. They're going to have to buy the three-piece wheat and in there.
Oh, told you it was going to rain.
Pouring.
Yeah.
Where's them cheap umbrellas we were going to knock out?
Before you brush your teeth and go to bed, we'd just like to remind you that while you sleep, Mentadent Night Action Toothpaste doesn't.
New Chicken Tonight Creamy Curry.
I feel like chicken tonight.
With fresh dairy cream, spices and almonds.
Chicken tonight.
Feel the morning sun of the Mediterranean. Relax in a comfortable room. Enjoy the flavor of fine wine. Savor the taste of delicious food. Walk through this Roman theater. Live the past. Take a carefree evening stroll. Discover Cyprus and its people. Cyprus. It will be exactly as you have imagined.
Next Friday on LWT, a new series boldly goes where no show has ever gone before, with Mandy Smith.
Don't miss our late night fun and games, or else.
Coming up in just under 10 minutes, the ever-controversial James Whale gets his teeth into political correctness and asks, has it gone too far? That's in tonight's Whale On. This is LWT.
Hello, I'm Anna Maria Ashe. This is London Tonight. First, the latest on the snow. It fell heavily on the home counties this morning and the roads froze to make driving conditions treacherous. 2 people died in accidents. Ken Andrew has a roundup of how the cold snap hit the southeast.
Early morning in Surrey, and the blanket of snow that covered much of the region paints a picture worthy of Constable. That's fine if you're prepared for bad weather, but the picturesque is also the treacherous, as the overnight conditions brought chaos to the roads. At Alperton in North London, a man died after his car plunged into the Grand Union Canal. And a 21-year-old Italian woman died when her car skidded on ice and hit a wall in Wimbledon. Bedfordshire, Kent and Surrey were all severely affected, as well as Hertfordshire, where police reported almost double the normal number of calls. And the motoring organisations are warning of further ice tonight, as temperatures plummet to well below freezing in the outskirts of London. The snow has also been unwelcome for the animals at Whipsnade Zoo in Bedfordshire. Some of them are more at home in a warmer climate, although not all of them, of course. After the snow comes the fear of flooding. Melting snow combined with prolonged rain forecast for early next week will almost certainly mean a rapid rise in river levels. In Surrey, this is Ken Andrew for London Tonight.
Customs officers at Heathrow today made a slippery discovery while checking goods. During a routine inspection, they seized their largest ever haul of endangered snakes, 397 royal pythons. The reptiles arrived on a flight from Ghana. They're now being cared for at the airport's quarantine unit. Burglars at a house in South London resorted to a shocking threat to force a young mother to hand over her valuables. They held her 2-year-old daughter over a burning cooker. As Louise Bevan reports, it's a crime that's left police sickened.
It's absolutely horrendous. I've not come across someone using a baby held over a glowing ring of a cooker in order to get money from people before, and it's absolutely despicable.
The young mother, who's 22 and heavily pregnant, is still recovering from the ordeal at her home in Tooting, South London. Too scared to be identified, her main fear is that the gang of 3 men who burst into her home on New Year's Day may return. Her daughter, who's 2, is still suffering nightmares.
They was demanding money. I said I never had none. And then Chanel come running from the front room. They picked her up and turned this on and went to burn her hand.
The ring of the electric cooker was glowing red as one of the burglars held the child above it, forcing her hand downwards towards the burning heat. The gang may have been watching the house from a car parked around the corner in Balham Grove. Police are anxious to speak to anyone who saw a silver Ford Fiesta there an hour before the burglary took place. And they've released this video-fit picture of the gang's ringleader. He's 5'5", about 20 years old, and was wearing a blue anorak and a white and blue striped woolen hat. Detectives have been appalled by the callousness of this crime and the gang's willingness to use an innocent child to try to extract money. The attackers, they say, were well organised. Their method seemed rehearsed. Unless they're caught, they could well strike again. In Tooting, this is Louise Bevan for London Tonight.
Other news now, and police are trying to solve the riddle of a skeleton found in a burnt-out car. A woman in her 20s hired the car in Tottenham on Wednesday. The charred female skeleton was found in a Ford Escort, spotted yesterday at the foot of a steep slope near Devil's Dyke near Brighton. But the weather meant it couldn't be recovered until today. Detectives say they're no longer treating the death as suspicious. 2 thieves stole jewellery worth more than £1.5 million from a store in Knightsbridge this afternoon. The men coolly walked into the jewellery department in Harvey Nichols and left clutching a necklace and ring. The thieves posed as customers to get staff to bring out the gems, but when the trays were shown to them, they snatched a gold necklace encrusted with diamonds and sapphires and a diamond ring. Now then, will you sleep peacefully tonight? Well, you may not for much longer. London's lorry squad, which keeps our roads quiet at night, could soon be axed. Simon Cumbers joined them on patrol.
6 a.m. on the A298 in southwest London, and heavy goods lorries on the way in and out of London are being ambushed by Merton Borough Council. The rules say all vehicles over 16 tonnes must have a very good reason for driving in residential areas before 7 in the morning, and then they must carry an exemption certificate allowing them to do so.
It's given on conditions that they make the vehicle quieter by silencing the brakes and doing other measures, but also that when they do come in to make a delivery, essential delivery at nights and weekends, that they do keep away from the residential areas as much as they can.
In this case, the permit has expired, so I have reported the driver for an offence of no permit during prescribed hours.
But while the provisions of the ban certainly make life a little more comfortable for people living on busy roads, They often mean longer journeys for already overstretched drivers.
If I have to run, say, like at night time, from my depot in Mitcham to Exeter, it means I have to go out the long way, which puts an extra 45 minutes on the journey.
The Department of Transport is said to want to water down the scheme at the behest of the haulage industry, and Labour has promised to fight that.
They are threatening to dismantle a very sensible scheme that gives proper safeguards to Londoners and allows people to sleep in their beds quietly at night without heavy goods vehicles thundering down their streets.
This morning, in just 1 hour, Merton Borough officials stopped 24 heavy goods vehicles. Of those, 11 had no permit to be driving at night, and 2 shouldn't have been on this road. The officials say that if the restrictions are lifted, that can only mean more lorries taking to the roads early in the morning, and that can only mean more disruption for people living along their routes. In Merton, this is Simon Cumbers for London Tonight.
Finally, fans of Elvis Presley are getting all shook up. Tomorrow would have been the King's 59th birthday. Today, his still loyal subjects paid tribute to Elvis at the London Pavilion in Piccadilly Circus. Vince Rogers reports.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there, they began to wail.
Indistinguishable from the real thing, isn't it? But no, Elvis has not been reborn 4 times. In fact, it's a quiff of Elvis fans gyrating their pelvises at the Rock Island Diner in Piccadilly Circus. And it's all over this, a life-size sculpture of the King on display to mark his 59th birthday. It's the work of an 82-year-old sculptor from Hendon.
I love his music. And as a sculptor, I wanted to keep him alive.
Elvis would never stand in one position. He was from one side of the stage to the other and having fun with his band, always smiling, laughing, and always shaking hands with the audience, which was a good thing.
I love Elvis songs very much, since I was a young boy. So that I would like to keep Elvis, the King, songs alive.
The statue is to be auctioned off to the highest bidder, and the fans of the King are making a song and dance about it. In central London, this is Vince Rogers for London Tonight.
And that's all for now. We'll be here throughout the weekend, and our political programme Crosstalk returns Sunday at 12:30. So until tomorrow, good night.
I couldn't stop myself shopping. I was spending money I didn't have. It was all completely out of control.
If you can't stop yourself shopping, or you need help controlling your spending, call 071 284 5040.